Hello, I'm Earl, and welcome to Speaking of Everything. For the first time on Speaking of Everything, you've heard him before on the radio, FM 99.9 radio, but now he's on all the Capes Live, Speaking of Everything, everything. He's smiling. So what? How you doing, Mr. Wigley?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm having a good day. I was a little under the weather for the past few weeks, but I'm good. My cousin who's on the board as well. She's always the one with the posters.
Okay,
yeah,
I was wondering who that young lady was.
yeah,
Right.
when I'm protesting and stuff and on the street and campaigning, she just had a baby C-section, so I'm helping her babysit. And
She's okay and everything else?
yeah, she's
fine?
okay, but after surgery, she needs a lot of help and assistance. So I've been a little busy babysitting.
Is that boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah. His
That's
name
good.
is Levi.
That's nice.
Levico. Yeah.
So,
So I've been busy with that. It's good.
that's
They
great.
call me Uncle Cuz.
So you got a lot of cousins.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's amazing because you as leader of the ECE, a new one-man political party that took part in the January 11 parliamentary elections here in St. Martin, you made history. I'm sure everyone's been telling you about
Yeah, they've been telling me that. Yes.
Surprise?
I don't want to lie to you. I'm not surprised because I was expecting a good outcome.
Okay,
Because I've been representing the people for the past 3 years. I've been talking to them, vocally expressing their concerns and needs. So, I'm glad that they came out and supported me. With that being said, so I'm not surprised, but I am grateful and I appreciate it. So now I could really represent them good as their voice.
You came along at the right time.
Right.
A lot of people were not happy with the government. A lot of issues taking place. Can you imagine if you had another person with you? You would have wanted to see it.
I would have wanted to see for sure, right? I know I would have. And people might be like, oh, why didn't you join a party? You would have been in for sure. Any party, USB, any party, you would have been in. But I wanted to create a party that the people could trust. And they trust me. So I said, I'm gonna start the foundation. And if I get enough votes to get a seat by myself, so be it. But I will make the option available for the population. And next time, hopefully they come out in vast numbers.
Yeah. So what is the relationship is now with you and Mr. Arundel, Olivia?
Well, we had a relationship on a high-by basis because, as I tell people, he never knew about me up until September. He didn't even know I had a Dutch passport, and I met him prior at the Heineken Regatta. Somebody introduced me to him, and that's how I met him, but I guess he didn't remember me, so I had him on Instagram the whole time. And when I heard him when he was real vocal during the campaign and he had a buzz in his chat, I said, let me go in the chat and see what's going on. Let me investigate, see what all the talk about. And that's how he found out about me. But, he removed me from the chat during our first conversation. Yeah, because he thought it was spreading propaganda in his chat. And I told him, no, I'm not. I'm just... voicing the same concerns you have, freedom of expression. And from there he was like, I don't even know if you're a Dutch voter. Do you have a passport? Do you have papers? I'm like, ain't this guy an Arundel? Like, my great grandmother's an Arundel. I know your whole background. If I have papers, my people been here since 1848. So on the French side, so that's how we met. But we never really met in person until postulation, when he said he was gonna come down and endorse me, give me a signature. That's when we met that day.
I've interviewed him many times on this program over the last 12 plus years, and I'll tell you one thing, and don't take offense. I see a lot of similarities too. You two are fearless, you know.
I know that. I know this.
Open, you know, similarities.
Yeah, he said I remind him of himself.
Oh, he said that to you?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's correct.
I say he remind me of myself, you know, so that's that was kind of our last verbal contact.
Yeah.
I said, you remind me of myself, so, you know, if you need my support, I will be available, but, you know, he wasn't too keen to that. He didn't really like that. So, you know, rumors started spreading, and that's when the relationship kind of became thin.
So how you feel now about how politics is moving in Simran? Because you have a coalition of 4 parties, 4 small parties, all got just 2 seats.
Right.
How you feel about it?
Well, I feel the people wanted some type of change, but they didn't really know how to really bring about that change. Nothing against the parliamentarians, but all the leaders that got of the parties, they just got reelected. You know, even down to Mercelina, he was a former parliamentarian, right? I heard he was there when the government fell. He signed off the first time. When he was in parliament, when the government fell. So I see that there's a lot of re-elected politicians and party leaders. So for me, that's, I thought the people wanted more of a change. That's why I was even expecting a larger support base, you know, as a protest vote.
Yeah.
You know, but with that being said, I see that there's a coalition formed, but I don't know what much to say because I haven't really heard much about them, and I'm hoping to hear more about them because they were very vocal about issues, similar issues that I was talking about, and that was on my manifesto as well. For example, GB, minimum wage, civil servant pay, and justice worker pay, stuff like that. They were very vocal about it, and I'm not really hearing much, so I'm a bit concerned about that and confused as of what's going on. Because for me, if I'm in there and I'm re-elected, I'm gonna continue business. Right. From right after January 11th, I'm re-elected. I'm still in the parliament. I'm gonna continue working. So for me, not hearing much about that, it got me a little concerned, but, you know, hopefully things work out. And if it don't work out, you know, the people could always refer back to me, and I'm going to make sure their needs and their concerns and priorities will be at the forefront, you know, because you know how I do. You know, I'm very verbal, very vocal. I hit the streets with the blowhorn. I got most of their contacts in there, so it's easier for me to relay a message now, but hopefully it work out. But I did mention during the debate, remember the debate, that after elections, don't be surprised if they turn their back, you know, because this is a parliamentary elections. I want people to know exactly what that is. We don't really have no say in forming the government. The parliamentarians do. So we voted in people to form a government, whether the opposition or coalition, it doesn't matter. It's a parliamentary election. So once we vote them in, we basically giving them the power again to represent us. So we basically voted back the same people because since 1010, right, everybody, right, had a chance to be in government. Whether there was coalition or opposition, they all have a chance. So for me, there was a lot of new candidates that should have had a fair chance. But hey, the people wanted experience. We are a very merciful and forgiving people, so we keep giving chances. But hopefully that doesn't, they don't give us a blind eye, because I'm not hearing much about GB, and they people are complaining to me again.
We're going to come to that. No, I think they gave you a great chance because people believed in you.
Oh, right, of course, and I'm grateful for that.
Never before in the history of this island did a one-man party got so many votes. You got what, 293?
Something like that, 292. I just rounded off at 300 because we got some invalid votes.
No, that was historic.
Right.
You know, and a lot of those people said, screw the traditional parties, we're going to vote for this guy.
Yeah.
Because you were out there saying the things that a lot of people felt was afraid to say.
Well, I wanted to express and showcase my bravery and courage for the people when it comes to their views and concerns and how the whole political system work, because, you know, I don't like to use the word complain. I got to find a lot of unanswered questions and concerns are always, you know, talked about within the community, whether you're at a bar, a party, or at home, or on the beach. People talk a lot and it doesn't reach to the top. So for whatever reasons, you know, some people maybe they might be worried about losing a contract or whatever concerning the government. So I made sure I showed them my bravery where that's concerned, how I'm willing to sacrifice my own time, my own freedom, and my own personal needs in order to represent them. And that's what I did. So I'm glad they responded in the right way. So now I could show them the range I have within the political field, because I've been studying about government, the way the system works, about God, you know, chain of command in general, because I believe in order, law, not chaos. So hopefully with this opportunity, they could see the range, and then they would be more confident to put their confidence in me, right?
So what have people been saying to you lately?
A lot of congratulations, right? Which, like I said, I'm very, very thankful and grateful, because I thought I wasn't gonna get burnt out, but I did get burnt out by time December. So
working hard, man.
Yeah, I was working hard, but for me, I'm like, my spirit's willing. I'm gonna go right down to the end, but I got sick, I got fever, all type of things was going on with me. It was a real spiritual battle, because I am battling a principality in the air. You know, we're spiritual people, and I try to let people know that the battle is not against the flesh. You know, you could say these politicians are corrupted, they're thieves, you could say all that, right? But we vote them in, and it's also a spiritual authority that's over our heads. So I was battling spiritually and physically, and my spirit was willing, but I had to drag my body to the last day, to the point that some politicians seen me on election day, and they're like, oh, the job ain't done. While I was having lunch, I said, it's done for me. Whatever happens today happens. I barely made it today. So, you know, at least I came out. And with that being said, I still was able to gather some strength and go to every polling station to see the environment of what the voters is going through. So that was good. Was a little disappointed in the environment, because I felt like it gave opportunity for them to be pressured and bribed into changing their votes, you know. But thankfully the people that voted for me was strong, and that showed me that this 300 is a righteous 300 that cannot be bribed.
Did you pay for any votes?
I didn't pay for one, because I didn't really have a budget. The only budget I had was from voters and supporters that supported me, and obviously one contributor, but that's it. I didn't have enough money to pay for votes, much less put up a bunch of billboards and signs. So, or else I would have had a good campaign crew. But you know, I had the support from the people was there. At the end of the real grassroots. I noticed some people, you know, they was really supportive going up to postulation, but by the time postulation came, after I made it and postulated, the amount of pressure that came on, some people couldn't handle it, so I was kind of left alone. But it was also understandable, because I felt it too, you know. They was just burnt out, you know, including the people that was real close to me, and you know, one was pregnant as well. So at the end of the day, we still made it through, and it was still a good outcome. But like I said, The polling stations did not like that. Did not like what was going on. Too much loud music, too much bribing going on. People I was with got bribed as well.
Really?
Yeah, I got bribed as well. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So with the low, vote for this person and you'll get this amount of money.
They
Vote
came
for
to
this.
you as a party leader?
Yeah, because I didn't get much media play, so
Yeah.
obviously some supporters of parties
They
didn't know who I was, so
Oh.
they came up with to me and like, hey, we could offer you this, that. I'm like, I just laughed, but it is what it is. That's the culture of the political system. This is why I call it empire culture empowerment, because I want to change the culture. I want to and empower our nation as an upcoming empire in a sovereign way. So that's what I seen. But I also didn't like the way the last few days before the election, Monday, Tuesday, everybody had a problem getting their voting cards, to the point that a lot of people that wanted to vote for me, right, couldn't get their voting cards because it was like a last minute decision. Maybe some people seen the debate. Like I said, I burnt out, but I start hitting the streets again during the last week, change a few people's minds, but they couldn't get to vote for me because there was issues with the voting card. And I know that was a political stunt by the current government in power right now, because they never formed a new government right now, and certain re-elected parliamentarians to kind of make it difficult to get your voting card and kind of discourage you. So for example, I think it was one of the days to get your voting card, I went there and electricity was off. I was there from 8:30 early in the morning to help people get their voting card. Electricity was off. I heard the government building got more than one generator. Generator wasn't working. And then when the generator did start working, the systems was down. So by the time everything got working, it was 12 o'clock. Half of the people left. And most of those people was getting their voting card to vote for me. I was there, I was watching. I had to encourage some people to stay, right? And the ones that stayed, they only had a limited time slot to get the voting card, which was from maybe 12, around 10:30 to 12, so they only had an hour and a half, and that was it for the day. The only other day you could get your voting card, I think, was either the same day, it was Thursday, right? Either the same day or a day before, which made it difficult. So you should have had the especially if you're not mailing the voting cards, because that's what everybody used to, is coming in your mail. So if that mailing system wasn't working, you should have had you should have gave the people the opportunity to get their voting card every day, especially for the last week of the election. Because first of all, I don't even agree with the election being a week after New Year's. During the Christmas season, those are family time, So for me, that was also a political stunt to, bread and circles the people, as I say, distract the people, woe them with gifts, bribes during the holiday season, and hope they would vote you back in. To me, all of that played a part to kind of alter my outcome, but the outcome was still good, and hopefully it don't happen again. So hopefully with this new government that's in, I could lobby them to say, look, we shouldn't have an election 8 days after New Year's.
It's based on the law, because the last government that fell, they had to change the whole thing.
Right.
Because election have to be held, 90 days after or whatever. So all of that created that situation where the elections were no longer held early in the year, but was held in January. I agree, you don't like it.
It's no good. It's too much stress. It's too much stress.
That happened because of how the last government fell, and that's how it came like that.
Well, hopefully, we got parliamentarians that's on tax money pay, and we could take every scenario in consideration, because that's what they get paid to do. So hopefully next time it won't be a lot of confusion, because even the postulation date, the election date, it was late.
Well, if they don't have a fallen government, it will be the same thing 4 years from now.
Sure. Well, hopefully it goes good because what I noticed, right, during the campaign, a lot of issues that I brought to the table, I forgot to bring my point for point manifesto, but a lot of issues that I had, they were listening and they ran their campaign off a lot of the issues I was talking about. Why? Because I'm real close to the community. I go to the community, I knock on doors, I go to your street, and I hear what you're concerned about. I hear the problems of every district. So it was still good for me that they took most of the stuff that I was dealing with and I was trying to express and get out and ran the campaign with that, but I want to see some action right after.
So
this is the problem.
So they were tiffin, they got to use our language.
Yeah, that's what it was. And like I said, some people used to tell me, oh, you're putting out too much stuff out there. I'm like, I ain't coming with much solutions because I'm not getting much airplay. I'm getting blocked in a lot of areas, so I know they're going to take it. But at the end of the day, I do want the people, I'm concerned about the people. I want the people problems to be handled. I need a cure. I need a cure and I need a prevention. So for me, it was good that they was, as you say, teething the ideas of the manifesto and stuff like that and ran the campaign on it. But now it's showtime. Now it's time for actions. The talking is no longer needed. We need action.
Mr. Wigley, I have to go to a quick break in case you've just joined us. This is Speaking of Everything. Mr. Wigley is my guest, leader of the ECE, a political party that you're the only person on the list.
Yes.
But he made history in St. Martin on the 11th of January 2024. When I come back, we'll continue to speak with Mr. Wigley right here on Speaking of Everything.
We are vibrant, expressive, warm, and diverse. Together, we conquer, and now we expand into new horizons, giving you more of the best. Introducing our new Banco Matico Plus with wider acceptance, purchase protection, and enhanced security. Whether you're online, traveling, or in paradise, experience more with Windward Island Bank. Banco Matico Plus. More of the best.
My guest on Speaking of Everything is Mr. Wigley, leader of the ECE. We're here on Facebook, YouTube, and Hot 99.9 FM radio. I'm Earl Gibbs here with him. You know, Mr. Wigley, when you look at all the things you said, election day, because you're one man, you couldn't really have people all over. Did you have people in the polling stations looking out for your interests on that?
No, I didn't have nobody at no polling station.
You know, that's kind of like you never know what happened after you're not there.
I know. That's why when one of the votes wasn't counted and the coalition, actually PFP and a few other people called for a recount.
Yeah.
I said, good, I'm going to be there to watch the recount. And I watched everything. So
Okay.
at least I was there to see that. You know, it wasn't like I was over them watching, okay, it was this colored in, but I watched them open and did the count. But next time, I will have people at the poll. I was trying to get people to be at the poll, but
You'll be more organized.
yeah, I'll be more organized. This one was just, like I said, I just laid down a foundation.
But that's good because now you're gonna get people want to come along with you.
Yeah. Hopefully I get
difference.
some sincere people to come
You gotta
along
be careful
with
of that one. It's so hard to
Yeah,
find.
because I'm gonna screen them because to even get on ECE, you gotta take an oath, right? Just like you gotta take an oath to office, you gotta take an oath to God the Most High, because there's a lot of stuff going on. For example, you see what's going on with the SXM Festival. They got dragons.
Oh, I had to ask you,
Right.
but what about this? I saw a video someone sent me where you were giving them an ultimatum. What's that all about?
Well, a lot of people, especially the Christian community, which I'm a part of, right? Although you hear me say I'm an Israelite, we all Christians. The Israelite is just like saying you're St. Martin,
Right.
but we Christians, we Caribbeans, right? We have a problem with that dragons being there. If you see the pictures, you could tell that it's satanic, because in the Bible they call the dragon, which looks like a dragon and a snake. We know that's affiliated with Satan. So for them to have a ritual type celebration there and have those dragons there all year round, even during Carnival, we burn our mumu. But for them to have that there and have a celebration from 5 to 7 and privatize the beach. There's no beach private, but for some reason that's going to be private during that time where you got to pay hundreds of dollars just to be there for the day. For me, that's kind of a satanic worship. And the founder of that, he's from Montreal. His name's Julian Prince. So for me, it's like, why would the collectivité give them authorization to close off a beach for a satanic celebration? So I strongly expressed my disapproval.
Did you get any response?
And they responded by going to the gendarmerie and filing a complaint instead of responding to me directly and having a meeting with their board members and with my board members and the society. So I sent them an email, everything. Yeah, they contacted me, and I told them, look, they made it seem like I'm trying to incite violence against those people. I'm like, no, I don't have no record of violence, so why would you think I'm gonna do it now, especially being a political figure now, right? So I assured them that that's not the case. They wanted me to come in. I'm like, I'm busy. I don't have time to defend my rightful freedom of speech over a video online that I'm expressing my strong disapproval with them, the association, the organizer, and the collectivity for allowing that type of behavior there. Because we all know there's a lot of drugs going on there. There's keys of coke being sold, fentanyl, ecstasy, all that crazy stuff goes on there. Orgies, sodomizing orgies, I don't agree with that type of behavior. This is a godly country. You can't even do that in Canada. If you do that, you got to do that in secret. They got KKKs up there. They got Illuminati, Freemason, all type of satanic organizations up there. They got to hide from the public. They got to do it secret. But you come down here and you're showcasing and promoting that all over the world. You're making us look like we're fools, and we're not fools. We're God-fearing people here.
So did they remove the dragons?
No, I don't think they're going to remove it, but my main point was to express my disapproval, like I said, expose it, and force them to remove it, whether it's before this festival or right after, and not have them come back and, engage in those type of satanic rituals again.
Where are these dragons located at?
Happy Bay.
Happy Bay, okay.
Which is one of my favorite beaches because of the nature aspect to it. You could hike there. You could hike around and go to Grand Cars. There's a lot of nature, so that's my favorite beach, and it's disrespected. So I have a big problem with that. Big problem with that.
So what did your mother say to you after the election, your mother?
My mother and my father, he knows you as well. He sends his greetings. He knows you and his wife and your wife. They said they proud of me. I've been hinting that I'm going in this direction since 2014. They thought it was a little crazy because of my blunt and strong approach, but now they're starting to see the end goal and they're starting to see results. So they're cheering me on now, trying to give a lot of support now. So I appreciate it. Not just my mother, but certain family members. I still got a couple family members that don't really agree with certain things, especially
you can't get them all on.
Yeah, especially the spiritual aspect, because I am trying to uphold the laws of God here. A man and man should not get married, woman and woman no. I don't believe in the extermination or the extinction of our nation. I need I needed to go on. I need us to prosper, excel.
So you're against homosexuality?
I'm against that, like I said, because they don't reproduce. Like I said, I'm babysitting right now. I love babies, and you know that I want babies to continue being born. So and that's what's going on at the SXM Festival too. So I do not approve of those, and I want to uphold the laws of God. Some people don't agree, but hey, it is what it is, you know. At least hopefully they could see the love, and I'm leaving space for mercy and forgiveness. So if they do come back around and say, look, you're right, there's that, we can move forward.
Mr. Wigley, 1 minute in closing, anything you would like to say? Well,
I want people to start doing their education on the monetary system that's going on, because I feel like we're getting scammed by the government, you know, with all these inflation and everything. You know, our politicians are getting paid handsomely, but the civil servants, the justice workers, the people that's working under them, they're not getting paid. So I feel like there's a transfer of wealth happening with the inflation, and it's only a certain group that's getting rich. So I'm encouraging the people to do your homework on this monetary system, see why the inflation is going crazy, you know, because when I go to the grocery store, the bills are crazy right now. Do your homework, and you can reach me at ECESXM7@gmail.com, WhatsApp, or call me direct, 580-6264. Plus the area code in the beginning. Yah Chosen Son on Instagram, Yah Chosen Son on Snapchat, Emmanuel Nigel Wigley David on Facebook, Yah Chosen Son 7 on TikTok.
You're all over.
All over. You can find me. And ECE Empire Culture Empowerment on YouTube. I will be uploading videos and stuff like that for the people that don't have Facebook.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Wigley.
Thank you. And one more thing. Okay. That I want to share. Don't think that those 300 voters went to waste, because I'm basically the 16th MP. I will be at the meetings, and I will defend them, and I will make sure that everything that they need to be in the parliament and in the government will reach there. So you might as well look at me as the 16th MP. Very active. Right, I'm going to be very active.
Thanks again. Much success. All right.
Thank you.
And that's it for now on YouTube, Facebook, and Hot 99.9 FM radio. This has been Speaking of Everything. Until then, take care. Bye.